insane. That was amazing. You got the part. The only thing is, this is a superhero role and we just need you to start lifting weights, get more muscular, and you'll be perfect. What? Yeah, just so, you know, you fit the role of a superhero more, we'll pay for the trainer and everything. What did you say to me? This is the issue here. You expect me to fit a role of a superhero just because he lifts all the time and runs a little bit? I mean, we're paying you and you auditioned for the role. You're sick.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
This video is sponsored by me and my small company Proto Bakery. If you would like to support this channel and try a protein cake donut with 2 grams of sugar and 10 grams of protein, we are restocked today. I also wanted to give you guys a big fat thank you for all of the support. We are currently getting a warehouse so we can mass produce these bad boys and come out with more flavors, and it's all because of you. So here's a big sloppy wet kiss on your forehead from Yoshi. Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. My name is Michelle McDaniel. I'm a personal trainer, a proud mother of a pug, a past theater nerd gone grown-up cosplayer, and this is my channel. My thoughts will probably offend you, where I share my thoughts that will probably offend at least one person. So if there's anything offending you today, let us know in the comment section. Tell the world what is offending you. I know someone's gonna be offended and thumbs down this video because the girls are out today. Woo! Okay, today we're talking about men, body positivity, and even if you're getting paid a buttload of money to play a role of a muscular, fit superhero that's constantly moving, lifting, jumping, you shouldn't get buff because that's part of the problem. But before we get to that, my little fledglings, what team are you? Team Edward or Team Jacob? And which team am I on, you ask? Well, I've never watched absolutely not one second of that series. But if I had to choose without me knowing anything about the series, I would pick the vampire. Because I'm already a vampire. You don't know if I'm evil or good, do you? Anyway, let's read an article about Robert Pattinson and how he refuses to put on muscle for the role of Batman because he doesn't want to add to the issues of body image issues toward men and boys. We shall read, and then I will give you my opinion from a muscular, voluptuous woman that pretends that she's a superhero but is actually a 5'2" hobbit. Robert Pattinson refuses to work out for Batman role because he doesn't want to set a precedent. He says that actors who lift weights all the time are part of the problem. Robert Pattinson has opened up about body image for men in Hollywood in a brand new interview. The actor was interviewed by GQ while in lockdown in London and discussed his role in the forthcoming Christopher Nolan film Tenet, as well as his decision to become the next Batman. Pattinson was filming Matt Reeves' The Batman when the quarantine was announced, and asked if he's keeping to his strict fitness regimen put together by a personal trainer. He said he's ignoring instructions because it sends a bad message. I'm keeping my opinion until the end. I think if you're working out all the time, you're part of the problem, he said, referring to his fellow Hollywood actors. Oh, getting a little high schooler-ish here. Chris Hemsworth's face right about now. Throwing in some of those stabs in there. You set a precedent, he continued adding. No one was doing this in the 1970s, even James Dean. He wasn't exactly ripped. I had to pause just for a second because I will forget. I just find it weird he had to pinpoint 1970s. He wasn't even born yet. They had a different body standard, and James Dean wasn't even Batman. Reflecting upon his time in the Twilight franchise, which began in 2008, he said, "The one time they told me to take off my shirt, I think they told me to put it back on again." Okay.
Well, that was just plain rude.
I might agree with something in here. Let's keep reading. Pattinson revealed his trainer pleaded with him to use the Bosu ball and single weight left with him while in lockdown, but said he's barely doing anything. Okay, I'm back again to being off. Completely off. What's wrong with working out? Especially if you are doing it for a role that you auditioned for. Okay, wait, Let's just read. We're gonna get through this together. He said he's sticking to his meal plan though, which includes oatmeal with vanilla protein powder sprinkled on it, as well as tuna topped with Tabasco. Christian Bale, who played Batman in Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, famously gained 43 pounds while bulking up for the role. Pattinson will next be seen in Tenet, which is set to make history as the first new film released in cinemas post the virus that shall not be named because it gets you demonetized for some reason. Lockdown this July. Batman is now scheduled to be released the 1st of October, 2021. Okay, Now I can tell you my opinion. Can we just be completely real here? Make the kids leave the room. Even though I said this is not a family-friendly channel, just tell your little minions to get out. Are they gone? Good. I personally want to see any superhero on screen that at least looks like he can pick me up, drag me to the bedroom, throw me on the bed, and start right? I mean, you're called a superhero. Super and hero are in the same sentence for a reason, and quite frankly, above all of us average people. And I want you to be above the average person in every aspect of your life. Let's just say if I was in the DC universe and Skinny Steve showed up, it's very great that he is gonna try to help, but also, and maybe he can surprise me if my leg got shattered by the Joker. But though I am a hobbit, I'm a very dense hobbit. I just don't feel comfortable with a slimmer man picking me up. I think you have to at least be able to lat pull down 150 pounds and chest press about the same amount of weight. I weigh around 130, it gives us both some leeway. But please, my thin kings out there, if the Joker shatters my femur or anything on my body and I can't move, please drag my big butt cheeks out of there if you have to. I'll take any help I can get. I'm just saying, someone that lifts more than my body weight on a regular basis would definitely be more ideal in that situation. I personally want to see my superheroes fit as hell. Now I can totally see what he's saying if we're talking about just the average everyday man. I don't think you have to be built like a Super Saiyan. Is it nice? Oh my god, yes. But is it needed? No. Are thin men or just thin people in general strong? I've had thinner people that I worked with through training that were thinner, but they were very strong, deadlifting more than I could deadlift. They just didn't have the physique that says, oh wow, that person must lift a lot of weight, because they were thinner, and that's kind of just what we think of when we see thin people, oh, weak. But that's not always the case. But if we're talking about like a superhero movie, that's just my preference. I want to see them be very muscular and fit and just have a more body than just us average folks. Does that mean thinner men are unattractive? That's very subjective to the individual, but I've seen some very attractive thinner men. That's not to say thin, not so lean superheroes can't work. Hell, that's not even to say fat superheroes can't work. If the storyline is good and it really sells to me, hey, I'm all for it. But I am someone that likes to see my superheroes muscular, ripped, buff, and above average, so I'm a little bit more of a critic.
Everybody's a critic.
But in this case, it sounds to me that our little vampire boy just doesn't want to put in the work to add muscle. Adding muscle, in my opinion, is harder than losing body fat. It takes a lot of time, a lot of paying attention to your nutritional needs, a lot of patience. I personally have no issue putting on muscle. It's never been hard. I do push-ups, I get shoulder caps. With that being said, it's very easy to put on fat as well. I eat hot Cheetos, I put on body fat. But I have many clients get frustrated about the time and effort it takes to put on muscle, men included. And if you're a woman, it takes even longer than that. So get ready to be sore all the time and weights a lot. And I'm sure he's had many people say things about his slimness and how he's not a man because he's slim. And for years, and even now, it's socially acceptable to call my body manly and a man that has his body a 12-year-old girl. Because some people don't realize that we all are shaped differently, men and women. So I totally see what he's saying. But in my opinion, if you're going for a role that is a superhero or requires you to be muscular and your trainer is saying, hey, here's some weights, do it, you should probably put in the work and get buff. Otherwise, don't go for that part. There are so many actors that dedicate themselves to roles and change their bodies to really fit the character. There's been actors that put on body fat for their roles. There's been actors that lose a substantial amount of weight, which is something that I would personally never do, getting obese or extremely thin for a role. But I'm not an actor, but wow, the dedication to do that is amazing. I just personally think if you don't want to do it, then don't play the role, right? Isn't that kind of easy? Find something else. But I can really respect the actors that dedicate themselves to roles and change their bodies, their hair, their looks to really fit that character and really sell the story and the character to us, the audience. That's their job. And that's my opinion. And then boom, guess what? Robert Pattinson trolled all of who was listening to the interview. All the YouTubers who made videos triggered that he refused to change his body for the role. He got us all, including me, because I watched a few of those videos and I was like, Dude, what? Anyway, Robert is supposedly known to just straight up lie when it comes to interviews to mess with people. And I've only seen him in Harry Potter. I don't know much about him, but this makes me like him. I love it. It makes me want to watch the movie. But he's been religiously working out, lifting weights, cleaning up his diet. He bulked up and will cut down for the future Batman film, and I'm pretty excited to see it now. That was awesome. Good troll. Good troll, dude. And I did think it was a very cool opportunity to talk about men and body issues because they do exist, even if the fat positive group don't want to believe it. Also, shout out to everyone not watching the whole video. Congrats to everybody else who was able to sit still for about 11 minutes. You get one of these. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next video. Remember, next month, August, is Disney month. We're going to have a lot of different Disney characters coming onto the channel to talk to you. Who do you think is gonna show up? Remember, you don't have to be a size 2. Having big biceps is great to have to scare away all the boys, but not needed to be healthy. You don't have to be a big muscular Super Saiyan, but health is important, and I want all my watchers to be as healthy as possible. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex